Hi folks, I'm Alex, this is Alex Unabridged, and this is the Adventurers Assemble tag. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yes, a little tag for you today. This is the Adventurers Assemble tag. This was created by John over at Disquiet and Dragons, and I was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. So thank you very much, Pat, for that tag. I will leave links in the description to both John's and Pat's videos, of course. So let's crack straight on with the prompts then. So prompt number 1 is Nom Nom Nom. Choose a companion or adventurers that will ensure you eat well on your quest. For this, I have gone for a character called Maylie from Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. Travis Baldry, in both his books, both Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust, has quite a lot of emphasis on food, certainly baked goods. And in Bookshops and Bone Dust, which is the prequel essentially to Legends and Lattes, Maylie is the town baker, and creates and distributes some absolutely amazing sounding kind of, bread based baked goods, as well as some pastries as well. You've got to have your pastries as well. I am an absolute bread monster. We can't have like proper good traditional baker's bread in the house that often, because both my wife and I will just devour it. And when you're on an adventure, I think bread's a good thing to have. Carb up. It properly keeps you full. And yeah, based on the descriptions in that book, I think Maylie will certainly make sure that I would never go hungry, but I probably would be the size of a house quite quickly. But hey, there's a trade-off. So yes, so Maylie from Bookshops and Bone Dust. Okay, prompt number 2 then is, I know this one. Choose a companion or adventurers to help you win a pub or tavern quiz. This one I have gone for Ryland Grace from Project Hail Mary, who is our kind of main protagonist. Grace is a teacher, a science teacher, who finds himself in space. That's all I'll say in case you've not read it. No spoilers, and that book is easy to spoil. But he's one of those guys where I think that, yes, he's got all of the science knowledge, tucked away there in his brain. Very, very clever guy in terms of the science side of things, and that's something I would know nothing about in a pub quiz. I'm fine on like arts and culture and all that kind of stuff, but I need somebody to take care of the like science technology type stuff. So I think he'd be good for that, but I think he'd also have like lots of just random bits of information, kind of sort of pop culture stuff as well, because he's a teacher, and he's a really good teacher in terms of being able to get his students to relate to the scientific information that he teaches them. And so I think he could, kind of, as I say, I think he's probably got some of those kind of like gems of information, random bits of information that would be perfect, trivia, that's perfect for a pub quiz, just squirreled away in the back of his mind, waiting for the right time to use them. So yeah, Ryland Grace. Okay, prompt number 3. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Choose a companion or adventurers that will stay loyal and trustworthy till the very end. This one, I've gone for a character out of my favourite book, which is The Passage by Justin Cronin. And the character is Sister Lacey Antoinette Codoto. She is quite a minor character in the book, but she's quite an important character as well. She's originally from Sierra Leone. She's a nun living in the United States. She comes in right at the beginning of the book, really, and and then disappears for most of it, and then comes back in at the end. Um, but she's just a really interesting character to me. She was definitely one that would go to the ends of the earth for you. Certainly, she's got a real sense of what's right, and she's a nun. And doing good, taking care of people, taking care of others, and yeah, she would definitely be a good person to have by your side because she'd be, uh, really considered. She'd be a great person to bounce stuff off, things like that. But she would, kind of, she'd steer you right, even if that meant doing the difficult thing, the dangerous thing, because while she's, a very considered person, she's also kind of a badass. She can hold her own. Um, so yeah, I think she'd always have your back. That is for sure. She would always have your back. So yes, Sister Lacey Antoinette Cadoto, from the passage. And prompt number 4 is got your back. Choose a companion or adventurers that will help you out in a fight. This one kind of gone for maybe a little bit a character a little bit out of left field. I've not gone for one of the big hulking sort of mercenary or kind of warrior characters from fantasy, things like that. I'm actually going to go for Holly Gibney, from several of Stephen King's books, the Bill Hodges trilogy, The Outsider, obviously Holly, her own story that was his one of his recent releases, and a novella, If It Bleeds. Holly, I think I would want there if I was going to get into some trouble, because she'd always be the sort who would want to try and avoid violence. She'd want to talk a way out of it, disarm the situation if possible. But if push came to shove, Holly's quite vicious. If you know the books, I think you'll probably know why I'm saying this. She can hold her own. She's feisty. And yeah, I think definitely she would be a great person to have around in a fight. Probably want to run away, both of us, if we possibly could, or at least diffuse the situation. But if not, I think we're both probably quite scrappy. So yeah, Holly Gibney. And prompt number 5 then is man's best friend. Choose a companion or adventurers that are not human. For this, I could have gone with, one of the many dogs that I love in books, because I do like a dog companion in books. But I've actually picked a different species, and I've gone for Fabian out of the Children of Time series, by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Fabian is a giant, or should we say large, very evolved spider. And I love Fabian as a character. I think he's one of my favourites in that series. There are several spider characters that we kind of come across in the book. But Fabian's one of the few male spiders, because it's a matriarchal society. And he's a little bit more chilled, a little quieter. He's a fantastic engineer. He's really creative and kind of has some really, really good ideas, but he's kind of very open to sort of discussion of those ideas. Whereas a lot of the other spiders are kind of sort of, they're much more, I suppose, forthright and just like, no, it's this way, we're doing it this way. And yeah, I think Fabian on an adventure would be not only very interesting and very engaging as a companion, but also incredibly useful as part of a team on a quest, something like that. So Fabian from the Children of Time series is my answer for that one. And that's all of the questions. The only other thing left to do is to tag some other booktubers. I'm going to take the easy way out on this one and say if you fancy doing this tag, if you like the look of it and you want to give it a go, then consider yourself tagged. So there we go, folks. That will do from me today, a nice quick tag. Thank you very much for watching. As always, do drop your thoughts in the comments below. It's always lovely to hear from you. I will be back with another video on Friday, so I do hope you will join me for that then. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.